I remember when I was driving through LA traffic on my way back from my job that I hated after a day of getting yelled at and being underpaid and, facing the fact that I wasn't even making enough to pay my bills. And so it was like this cycle that just didn't make sense. And I remember sitting and I was just like yelling to God, to source, to my angels and guides. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I in this stupid timeline, in this stupid reality where I have to work so much and I get yelled at and I don't pay my bills enough? Like, I don't have enough to pay my bills. Like, how is this possible that this is it? And that passion in that moment propelled a whole new timeline, because it brought awareness towards the areas that I was no longer willing to settle for. It also brought awareness around the fact that I knew that there was more, that I knew that there was a timeline where I didn't have to work for money, where a lot of money would just be coming in. I had seen expanders online who got to travel the world and make money online and have passive income. And, if they didn't feel good, like if they were grieving or they just like needed a personal day, it wasn't like they had to ask for approval. It wasn't so hard to go visit friends or family. Like they could just do it whenever they want. They don't have to ask for approval, or they're not out of PTO. And I was just like, it's possible. Like, I see it. I see other people. I work with other people. I was directing content and producing. And so I was working with influencers and celebrities who were doing it. And they were living the life that I wanted, not necessarily like influencing, but the structure of what I wanted. I wanted freedom. I wanted passive income. I wanted to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want. I just wanted that. And I knew it was possible. And I knew that I wasn't perceiving it, but that it was happening. And I knew that I wanted to step into it. And so I was like, okay, what do I do? God, what do I do? Source energy, angels, guides. I was like, what do I do to show me the way? And so they did by making my job something that I had to quit like a few weeks later. It was like so unreasonable, the new terms. And I was like, I can't stay in this environment. It's no longer a good fit. And so I quit, and I was like, okay, I'm going all in on this. I'm going to use this opportunity to go live where I want, which is Italy, somewhere in Europe, but I had a feeling Italy, and here I am. And I was like, I'm going to sell all my things, even though I love my things. I loved everything I owned, all my clothing, my furniture, my sauna, all my health gadgets that I collected along the journey of healing from Lyme disease. But I was like, I'm going to let it go. Because every time I would face the thought of, I can't, because it was so expensive, I got to hold on to it. I was like, does my future self have enough money to pay for this when the time comes? I was like, yes. Is this holding me back right now? Yes. Okay. Clear answer. There are more shirts in the world that I can buy later. There are more saunas in the world that I can buy later. My future self is abundant as fuck and doesn't need to worry about this stuff. And so what is holding you back? What is the golden handcuff? At my going away party, I talked about the golden handcuff. I had seen like a little write-up about it. And it's like this idea, this thing that this thing that's going on in your life, this attachment, this experience, this relationship, this dynamic that is like so golden and beautiful and appears to be so good to yourself and to others, but it's your handcuff. It's holding you back from the life that you truly want. And so if you're in a timeline right now where, you are working in a job that you don't really like, that there's more, that you could be living your purpose and it could be fulfilling and you could work on your own terms wherever, however you want. And the work that you do doesn't feel like work anymore because it's completely different than working for someone else. It's like just doing something that you're passionate about and that you feel called to do, that you feel like you came to earth to do. And you get to have time to heal your burnout. You get to have time to heal your nervous system. You get to have time to rest. You don't have to set an alarm anymore if you don't want to. You can work out whenever you want. You can make a phone call in the middle of the day, whatever you want. You can take your lunch wherever, whenever you want. You can go on trips. You can see your friends. You can see your family. You can go to a new country. You can move to a new country. Who gives a fuck? You don't need approval from a boss if you can work international, because it's your own thing. It's all possible to you, but you have to face the parts of yourself that are telling you that it's not, that are making you believe that it's possible for other people, those other people that you see that, maybe there's jealousy, but also really it's just that they're your expander. If they're spiking anything within you that feels like jealousy or feels like, oh, damn, I want that, then it's meant to do that. It's meant to pique something within you so that that is meant for you, that is something that is like calling you and is available to you. As soon as you decondition that part of yourself that tells you that it's not, you were meant to live a big life. You were meant for as much as you desire and more. Your dream life is even better than you could have ever imagined, but it's going to cost you your old one. You're going to have to let go of what's no longer serving you. You're going to have to observe and see and let go of the golden handcuff, because any sort of handcuff in this sense is not supporting you. It's holding you back. All these things that you've acquired that are so wonderful, all these attachments, they might be holding you back. So where can you let go? Arlo, hush. It's not Arlo time, but we love Arlo time. Every other second of the day is Arlo time. I'm saying this right now because I know in my being, in my core, how real all of this is. I know that within the quantum field, there are infinite possibilities. There are infinite yous. There is a timeline where you have it all, where that money is just flowing in. Maybe right now you think like, oh, I don't ever want to work. Like, why would I want to work? And that's completely fine. Maybe you don't want to work, but maybe you're just burnt out. Maybe you're so tired. Maybe you're dysregulated. Maybe you just are tired of grinding so much to get the one thing going so that the other thing you can let go, and you just don't know how. You maybe just don't even know what you want. You just know that you don't want these limitations. It's all available to you. You don't have to know the answers. You don't have to know the way. You're not doing this alone. The separateness is the illusion that causes suffering. And so when you can start to lean into the knowing that you are supported, that the angels, the guides, the source, so whatever you want to call it, Jesus is there supporting you, and you can say, okay, I let go, take it away. I choose now to let go of everything that is not serving me for my highest good. I choose to surrender everything that is resembling the golden handcuff, because I know that I am capable of living my dream life. I'm capable of living and experiencing all my true desires from my soul-aligned place. I choose to let go of everything not supporting that and everything holding me back from living that. Thank you, and so it is. You can have it all, and you can have it delivered. It doesn't have to be hard. I think why I piss so many people off sometimes is because I realized it doesn't have to be hard, and that, there's an easier way to doing things, and that you can be even more abundant and do less and make even more of an impact, but also do less and not fall into this idea that we need so much, we need to do so much, we need to grind so much, we need to do these amount of hours, we need these softwares, we need this copy, we need these emails, we need this website, we need blah, 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 blah. Just keep it simple. I think that's the way that we're headed, is just keeping it simple. Coming back to our roots. We went so far in this direction of thinking that, we had to complicate everything. But really, when you can just come back to the basics, come back to nature, come back to source, come back to your intuition, your truth, it's all available to you. You just have to remember who you are and decondition all the parts that have convinced you of something that you're not. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, you can say, Arlo, wow, cool stick. All right, I'm gonna go get warm in my van, and if you guys want to sign up for one of my programs, I have 21 days to rewire your mind, all about rewiring your mind, healing your nervous system, and stepping into your chosen timeline. And then I have 21 days to know your divine guidance, which is all about learning the language of your angels and your guides, your divine team, your intuition, going into your heart and finding all that inner wisdom. And then I just sent out my first ever email. Speaking of emails and websites, I just started my website like recently, like a month ago, and then sent out my first email to 224 of you, which is like such a shocker, I think, to me when I saw that today. I was like, whoa, I have an email list. And so I emailed you guys about the program Decondition and what you can expect in it and when it starts and all of that. And so it starts on January 1st, and it's just going to be everything and more. I'm so excited. It's like the beginning of so many other projects that I'll tell you about later. Arlo, I don't want the stick. For 2025, so I'll be launching a lot of really cool, exciting solo line projects that have to do with a lot of the material that's going to be in the course. But the course will have like EFT tapping. It'll have a whole library of sound therapy, sound baths with 432 hertz, sound bowls. It will have guided meditations, both seated and walking. Walking is like the most incredible thing for me. It's changed my entire life because what I learned through doing, let me make sure we're still recording. Oh my goodness. What I learned through doing different brain treatments when I was sick, I did brainwave optimization and Saracet, and so I could see my brain scans when I would have my eyes open and closed. There were completely different reads, like it activates different parts of your brain. And so if we're trying to wire our brain for success and decondition the patterns that are not helping us live our healthiest, happiest life, then eyes open is very important too, because we experience the world with our eyes open typically. We experience our traumas and all the things with our eyes open. And so there are specific neurons that are fired together in that part of the brain. So eyes open, walking meditation, super powerful. It'll have a library of that. We will go into Akashic records, where we will like go into that inner wisdom where you have all the answers. We can pull it up. We can say, this is our new state, our new health, our new way of being, our new success, all that. And there's so much. So if you want emails about that, if you want to read more, you can go to my website and read all about that. And my hand is absolutely frozen. I can't even feel my camera right now. And so I'm gonna go. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Also, last thing, if you want to donate to our fundraiser to bring the 9 rescue horses here to Italy to live out their happy horsey lives for the rest of their time on Earth, I will play that video right now for you guys. So that link will be below as well if you'd like to donate to this cause. So thank you guys for everything. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. This is the story of Liam and why we're starting this fundraiser to bring him home. We want to bring Liam to our animal sanctuary and rescue here in Italy because he's a special pony. And he has had a history of a lot of trauma and a lot of abuse. And not many people understand him or will ever have the time to understand him. But there's something about him that's actually really special. Liam was sold to the farm owner and founder that we have here on our farm in Italy as something that he wasn't. He was sold as a horse that had no negative history of trauma or abuse, and he's actually covered in scars all over his body from a barbed whip that was used on him. He is terrified of humans. You can see it in his eyes when people come to touch him, but he's learning to tolerate through many, many years of slow introduction to different things and different ways of affection. And so if people have the patience with him, he can be a really wonderful addition to the farm, but he's not like your normal horse. And so recently we've been faced with the situation of him needing to come back to Italy or come to Italy for the first time because he can't be boarded at the place that he's in the UK anymore, and no one else will take him. And the options were really to either euthanize him or to bring him here. This was the first time that he had a saddle on with a rider sitting on him. He actually cannot be ridden, but this was a huge moment because he actually trusted it for the short time that she sat on him. So a big win for learning to trust, but we're never going to put him through that. We just want him to come here so that he can live out his life in peace and not have to worry about getting moved around a bunch or whatever would have happened if we tried to find another route. So we want to keep him alive. We want to give him a long, healthy life. We want to give him the love that he needs. And that's why we're raising the money to bring him here. And unfortunately, horse transportation is quite expensive. And so we have been trying to raise the $4,000 needed to bring him here. He's actually en route because we had a friend front the money, but it was just a front and we really want to pay him back. So all of your donations are so appreciated. And thank you so much for your support. And we can't wait to show you Liam's journey of living here in Italy with us. And I want to tell you more about our other horses that we're rescuing, which are 8 horses from Bulgaria. And so I'll tell you their story right now. These 8 horses come from the Foundation Life, which stands for Lucy Irvine Foundation Europe. They are all rescue horses, and Lucy has recently been facing health challenges with cancer, and so our sanctuary here in Italy has offered to take these horses off of her hands and to give them a forever home. This is Star. She was rescued from going to gypsies and working at age under 1 year old, so now she gets to grow up properly. 4 of the other horses that we're rescuing had a past of being raised for Christmas meat, where they were locked away in a stall with no light, and when they were found, they had severe muscle damage. One of them actually is unable to be ridden for the rest of his life, but he makes a great companion to his sister friend. 2 others were sick with tick-borne illnesses to the point where their organs were shutting down, and Lucy was able to nurse them back to health with a lot of dedication and care. One is a stallion who was beat so hard every time he would act just a little bit like a stallion, and now he has a pretty serious fear of men because of that history. Our animal rescue and sanctuary is completely committed to supporting these animals based off of their histories and their triggers and their traumas and their health conditions. And it's our purpose and mission to give them their longest, healthiest life possible here at their forever home. So thank you so much for your support, for your donations to help bring Liam and these 8 horses from Bulgaria here to Italy. The cost of this transportation will be 7,500 euros, and so it is quite expensive for us, especially because we are paying off debts like our hay bill and our electrician and our vet, and so all the extra money from the donation will go to those funds as well. So we thank you from the bottom of our heart for your support to helping us save these animals, give them a home, and to funding the care and the needs of them as well. So we really appreciate you. The link is below to the fundraiser where you can donate.